afternoon. An autopsy will be conducted as investigations continue. Meanwhile, PLP candidate Randy Rose says he's deeply saddened by the loss, calling it a heartbreaking moment for the community, and is urging residents to keep the family in their prayers. Now, the young boy has been unofficially identified as Elijah. This is a story we will continue to follow. Meantime, another tragic incident over the weekend as police investigate an alleged accidental death on Antigua Street that claimed the life of a 44-year-old man. Authorities say shortly after 5 on Saturday afternoon, they received reports that a man was trapped beneath a vehicle. Officers arrived and found the man unresponsive under a silver Nissan. A wrecker was called to remove the vehicle, and EMS personnel confirmed the man had no signs of life. Preliminary reports indicate a neighbor made the discovery and alerted police. An autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death. The investigation remains ongoing. Meanwhile, 2 deadly shootings in the capital happening just hours apart. The latest incident, an off-duty police officer helped lead to the arrest of a suspect following a fatal shooting on Adderley Street Saturday night. Authorities say a woman was lured to a nearby residence by a man believed to be her ex-boyfriend, where shots were heard. She was rushed to hospital but died from multiple gunshot wounds. Police later arresting a 35-year-old male suspect on Farrington Road, where they recovered a firearm, ammunition, and an electric scooter believed to be used in the incident. Earlier that day, though, police were called to a separate shooting on McKell Close South, where a man was shot multiple times outside his home. Investigators say the victim had stepped outside his vehicle when he heard the gunshots rang out. He was taken to hospital by his girlfriend but later died from his injuries. Police say the investigations into both of these incidents are ongoing. They become homicides 17 and 18 for the year. Public outrage persisting tonight amid concerns about a legal system that critics say favored an American man who was fatally shot by police, while Bahamian families have hopelessly longed for justice. Tonight, an attorney who stood in defense for those on both sides is looking to set the record straight. Jose Etienne takes it from there.
The country's legal system being sharply criticized as outraged families whose loved ones were killed by police years ago say, unlike in their cases, the system seemingly worked swiftly for an American pike worker who was allegedly murdered by an off-duty cop days ago. Dr. K. Melvin Monroe, however, says court records would prove that swift justice isn't selective.
I've had situations where, in a matter, like you say, 4 days, an officer came from the island, charged before the court, manslaughter, no coroner's inquest. I've had situations where officers went and were charged for murder, no coroner's inquest.
Monroe looking to bring a measured tone to a heated debate that's driven by the plight of families who raised this question. Why did their matters languish in coroner's court inquests for years while Cody Castillo's alleged killer, senior policeman Bernie Pinder, was charged with murder just 4 days after the incident?
The Commissioner of Police has the sole prerogative when it comes to levying charges. Okay? So if a person is charged before the court, it's because of the Commissioner of Police.
The police commissioner, he says, also decides the direction of these cases based squarely on the evidence.
Once they do their check and balance as relates to those protocols, and it is shown based on the evidence that the officer may have acted outside of those protocols, then by all means, they may proceed criminally. But depending on the results of those protocols, a decision could be made for the matter to go before the coroner's court.
Now, Monroe brings first-hand experience to the discussion, given that he's usually defending officers who he believes are wrongfully judged by the legal system in most instances.
There should be standardized procedures to follow to determine when a matter should be going to the coroner's court or when a matter should be looked at criminally. In my opinion, and like I say, based on my experiences, having matters that I am representing officers with now, I don't see the standardization of it.
Legal experts argue that the circumstances in Castillo's case may have varied from other cases that dragged in the coroner's court, a point they say must be emphasized as the national discussion continues. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, a call for the results of investigations into matters involving two sitting cabinet ministers, Keith Bell and Minister Jobeth Colby Davis, by leader of the opposition, Michael Pintard. Now, the matters both taking place in 2023. One saw Bell accused of unjustifiably swearing in a woman and her children as Bahamian citizens during her husband's funeral, while the other saw Colby Davis accused of reportedly assaulting a police officer with her vehicle during a carnival event after the officer allegedly expressed he wasn't allowed to let vehicles through the area.
That's why we have so much confidence in all of you. We believe that those are live matters. It speaks to the credibility of the government, and so they ought to deliver what they promise, which is a thorough investigation and to release a report so we can see if they're behaving in a transparent manner. As far as we're concerned in the FNM, we already know the answer, but we think you all should, again, continue to raise the question. They are not interested in governing in the sunshine or in the light. They believe in darkness.
Well, speaking about Pintard and the FNM, the Coalition of Independence leader Lincoln Bain says he and his party are unimpressed by the announcements made during the Free National Movement's campaign launch last week, describing the FNM strategy as inadequate to meet the challenges of the running country. Bain adding that simply making promises without a solid strategy is not enough to deliver results for the Bahamian people.
Well, we launched our campaign last year with Vision 2030. And so we have been far ahead of these guys. But that was real vision to take this country forward. We were not impressed with anything that we have heard from the FNM to take this country to another level. It's just Band-Aids and patches, some nice, neat things that sound good to say. But also the biggest problem that the FNM has is that they don't have credibility. We heard Dr. Sands talking about healthcare issues. But the fact is, we had the same issues when the FNM was in power. In all of the issues that they're addressing, we had the same issues when they were there. The FNM also doesn't have any credibility as it relates to the immigration issue, because they also failed us on immigration. And Mr. Pintard's association with Fred Smith and others gives him no credibility when it comes to immigration. So based on the things that they've put forward, we're not impressed. And I think that most Bahamians are not impressed.
All right, well, still talking politics, former Member of Parliament Shane Gibson believes the Progressive Liberal Party has the strongest set of candidates heading into the next general election, which could be held in a matter of weeks. The PLP launched its campaign back in February, finalizing its slate of 41 candidates in their re-election bid. If successful, the party would become the first consecutive two-term government in nearly 30 years. Gibson says, given their work over the last 5 years, the party has proven why they should be the voters' choice.
When I look at the list of candidates in the PLP and this and the FNM, I mean, it's always that you have superior candidates to the PLP. I mean, a blind man can see that, you know. And so, if I had to bet on who would win the next election, I'd bet that the PLP would win, just based on their performance over the past 5 years, and based on the superior candidates who they're offering now compared. I mean, the FNM have a couple of good candidates as well, but when you look pound for pound, I think there are much more superior candidates with the PLP than with the FNM. And when you look at the record of the PLP over the last 5 years, I don't think there's any doubt as to who will win the election whenever it's called.
However, Gibson is adding that he's not ready to count out other parties just yet, arguing that there's still a long road ahead of the next general election. And at the end of the day, he contends it could very well be anyone's game.
You know, we got to wait and see. I mean, nothing is guaranteed. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you and I don't vote alone, right? You get the masters who vote. And so nothing, you can't say nothing for sure. You can only say what you believe would happen based on what you see happening in the arena right now. But I'm saying is nobody can guarantee you who all will be left standing at the end of the day, you know, because that depends on how the message is being received by the persons who have to vote the candidates back in office.
Well, still on election talk, President of the Senate, J. Lachelle Adderley, is tonight urging Bahamians to register to vote. Her plea comes as many speculate the House can dissolve as early as Wednesday following the Prime Minister's prorogation of the House on Friday. Now, once the House is dissolved, the current voters register will be closed and no additional names will be added. To this end, Adderley is encouraging Bahamians to move with immediacy.
So I'm speaking in particular to the young people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Please register to vote. And those of you who have not yet transferred, please, I acknowledge you to kindly and with urgency to transfer and also to verify. The Parliamentary Registration Department has gone above and beyond in terms of opening many substations, many pop-ups that are open until very late in the evenings, around 8:30 in the evenings at a significant number of places, not just in Nassau, but also in the Family of Islands. So once again, I encourage persons to please register to vote, transfer, and verify.
We heard it there, and we at Eyewitness News encourage you to do the same, but we've added another access point to make sure that you're up to date with news. Follow the Eyewitness News new WhatsApp channel by scanning the QR code on your screen or visiting our social media pages for direct link. And while you're there, don't forget to follow our Eyewitness News pages on Instagram and Facebook. And if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Eye News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms at Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section below. We want to hear from you. But still to come tonight, Michael Pintard, he's doing the honorable thing and bidding one of his colleagues farewell. And later, we also have news from the Cancer Society of the Bahamas, who's set to receive a multi-million-dollar upgrade to their facilities, but they need your help. We've got more on that. But first, here's a check on tonight's weather forecast.
New roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers, support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress.
Bahamian ownership in fly fishing is very important. Not only does it create opportunities for Bahamians, this is our industry, so we're proud of what we do. Opportunity is important. It's the story of my life, because with the opportunities, you can chart your own course. Prime Minister Davis and his team see the opportunities by providing these grants and what it can do for our country. It's just wonderful, and I'm glad to see these ventures working so that other people can get involved. This is real. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's help ourselves.
There are a lot of new opportunities in our country. We are building an economy that includes everyone.
And you chose to come to BTVI.
The best place to learn.
Expanding and updating BTVI.
It prepared me for the future to be an entrepreneur.
And this is what this is all about.
We are creating more opportunities for more Bahamians, because opportunity is the key to success.
Hey, it's time to lock in your vote.
Your vote is your power.
With the new boundaries in place, you may need to transfer or confirm your voter registration.
And if you have never registered or didn't plan to vote,
don't get left out on one of the most important decisions of your future.
Make sure when election day comes, you're ready to say,
your say, your vote, your choice.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go, to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well. Eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back to the weekend edition. Opposition leader Michael Pintard bidding farewell to PLP Fort Charlotte MP Alfred Sayers, who has opted not to return to frontline politics. Pintard in the House of Assembly last week thanking Sayers for his contributions to national development and believes he has left an indelible mark on the Bahamas through his service. Now, Sayers also revealing to reporters that he would not seek renomination, ending decades of service in government and politics. Bastian now carries the PLP's banner in the constituency.
Notwithstanding any exchanges that he and I would have had in this place, and I just want to put on the record how much we appreciate several things, Madam Speaker. One is, in a society that is very, very chauvinistic, he has talked about matters of personal experiences that were unfortunate, that highlighted one of the tragedies we have in terms of, Madam Speaker, violence against young people, male and female, and he's been prepared, in the face of ridicule, to raise these important issues and to sensitize us about how we should, again, care for, protect our children. The second thing that, Madam Speaker, that I thought was striking is his appreciation for the role that women have historically played in our country, the value of the women in our life.
Well, just in time for spring, the Roots Junction Group is giving back to the community with a series of outreach initiatives. Eyewitness News speaking with the group's public relations officer about the impact of those efforts.
We're just trying to get more involved in the community and get the children involved. Just something nice for them to enjoy.
Important for persons to understand that Junction Groups are more than the culture.
It is important because we are more than culture. Roots organization, we are a family. And we are very family oriented, and we would love for people to realize that we are more than a Junction Group. Okay, we are here for support and to give support.
It was a phenomenal experience. The kids had a wonderful time, and it was all about bridging the gap and making sure that the youth understand that it's beyond Bay. You know, Roots is a Junkanoo organization, but we are about reaching out into the community and creating great experiences and bringing people together. And so we're looking forward, as the year progresses, to do more initiatives like food drives and clothing drives that can also help people that are in need.
All right, well, a $5 million expansion to the Cancer Society of the Bahamas is imminent, officials emphasizing the growing need for accommodative facilities for the family islanders who visit the capital for cancer treatment. There's been a troubling trend of increased diagnoses, and experts say it's not only in adults, but children. Stats presented during the Society's general meeting last week revealing Grand Bahama and Eleuthera natives take advantage of the facility the most.
As cancer continues to impact more Bahamian families, demand for our services has grown. This extension project is a direct response to that growing need. In the immediate term, it will allow us to expand our facilities, improve efficiency, and create additional space to better support patients, families, staff, and volunteers. Our long-term vision for this facility is to eventually provide hospice care, which would mark the first time such care is formally offered in the Bahamas.
Well, over the past 12 years, immediate past, President Williamson Chase says the Society has engaged in a number of fundraising efforts, including its annual ball that have catapulted, them into reaching their multi-million-dollar goal, signing a contract with Coastline Construction President Keith Knox last week. The existing 10 rooms will be complemented, by another 10 upon the project's completion, with groundbreaking slated to take place in a matter of weeks.
About 12 years ago, our present Cancer Caring Center, which houses about 10 rooms, was always full.
So we thought that we should expand our premises and have more facilities for our Family Island patients to come and have their treatments and testing. We normally would have them stay here. It's their home away from home, and we would take them for their treatments and do their testing and take them for grocery shopping, and they would stay with us until that is done, and then they will go back to their respective Family Island homes.
Coastline are delighted to have been awarded this contract, and we'll do our utmost to ensure you get a first-class project finished in a timely manner that will hopefully last you for many, many years to come.
Good work to the Cancer Society, who got me with some tongue twisters there. But as International Women's Day winds down, BAF Global is keeping the inspiration going with its Girl Edition brunch at the Balmoral Club. The event is designed to empower the next generation of young women through mentorship, storytelling, and meaningful connections. Here's Aaliyah Austin, Marketing Supervisor at BAF.
About our amazing girls. So for 5 years, BAF has hosted the International Women's Day Brunch, and this is our first year where we are now doing it, and we're hosting our Girls Edition Brunch. So for this event, it's kind of the same setup as the women's event. So the women's event, we pour into women, we create this environment where they network and have just an amazing time. And so we created it for the girls. So we're pouring into them. We have amazing speakers, amazing prizes, and so it's going to be an exciting day. We have about 100 young girls in the room. So they're from grade 11s to grade 12, our head girls, deputy head girls, head prefects. And so they're here. It's just a time to eat good food, be filled up with what the ladies have to say, and we're so excited to host them.
Well, the brunch features a lineup of dynamic speakers, including Senator Diasante Small, social media strategist Daria Roll, and Youth Minister Marisha Walker, hosted by former Miss Bahamas Chantel O'Brien, who shared these words of wisdom.
See that the woman that they're seeing today was once them. You know, I once sat in seats and watched hosts and watched speakers and all of those different things. And honestly, as a young girl, I wouldn't have imagined myself in this space. But, you know, the Lord has been very kind. And just when you allow yourself to look beyond your circumstances, beyond the traumas, beyond the things that really come in as an opposition, you can literally dominate. So don't look at me as just, oh, she's so great, I wish I can do that. You can do that as long as you stay focused. As long as you stay focused and you stay prayerful, you can absolutely do anything you set your mind to.
Well, how might the most popular hairstyles be affecting women's health? This local hairstylist focuses on the harmful effects of one of the most widely known hairstyles in the country. Danielle Dean has the details.
An alternative to the typical braids, Candisha Anderson, though she didn't start off with a braiding salon, has been in the hairstyling industry for years and noticed a lot of her clients came in with damage that was visibly due to the style. Now the hairstylist solely utilizes two options for braiding, human and antibacterial hair. These options allegedly minimizing the toxic chemicals that seep into the scalp's pores.
Throughout my time flat ironing my natural hair girlies, I was like, oh boy, like I was looking at their hair and I was like, okay, this is a lot of damage going on. So I would ask them, like, what's your regular upkeep with your hair? And they'll be like, braids. And I'll be like, okay, yeah, it's really giving braids. And I'll be like, they'll be like, how you know? I'll be like, your hair tells the story.
Many women, especially Black women, deem the hairstyle one of comfort and convenience, but the stylist believes these women rarely stop and think about what's happening when they wear braids.
Apart from the braids, the regular braids, I would say like the Kana and the Expression and those brands, I find that they are loaded with chemicals. So with that, I said, you know what, let me just do the full human hair. And believe it or not, it's not as an easy technique as I thought it would have been. But trial and error, we got it right.
She left this nugget of wisdom for women.
I would always recommend women to put their health first. And I know that not everybody is going to be in the same budget range, but there are other options out there. And even if you do it for a period of time, give yourself a break. Do it for a period of time, give yourself a break, but don't let that be your only option. I know that I do have a braid salon, but there are other options as well.
Contrary to what most believe, she says braids are not as protective as perceived, but cause damage for many women, whether they realize it immediately or not. But overall, the stylist encourages women to conduct research on how their hairstyles are really affecting healthy hair growth and general health. Danielle Dean, Eyewitness News.
Story there, Danielle. Well, coming up in tonight's Sunday Feature 1, Curator is turning fashion into confidence. We'll tell you all about it right after this break.
This is definitely the time for BAMSI to continue to build on the progress that we've made. There's now drone technology. There's now year-round container farming. You have hydroponics. You have aquaponics. You have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands. Because in BAMSI, we are not just cultivating produce, we are cultivating producers.
Play for fun, not for funds.
In the Bahamas, we play hard, but we live smart.
We love a little competition.
A little excitement, a little thrill.
And at Idle Luck, gaming is all about entertainment.
Shared moments, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the experience.
The key is simple. Play for fun, not for funds. When you set a budget before you start,
and know your limits, you stay in control.
And when you're in control, the game stays what it's meant to be.
Fun. So play for fun, not for funds.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, tonight, Laurentia Smith introduces us to a woman making waves in style. Trevor Smith, the accessory curator, is turning fashion into confidence.
There's a saying in life is too short to wear boring accessories. And Trevor Smith of the Accessory Curator is living by it, standing firm behind that statement, turning style into a bold form of self-expression.
And I'm a walking billboard. I wear all of my accessories.
With confidence and faith, she stepped out and launched her own accessory brand. Smith says fashion is one of her love languages, and every piece she creates tells a story.
I can shape, style, taste, and identify fashion anywhere. I always been into fashion from when I was a little girl, and it just grew on me.
The Accessory Curator is a home-based business, but Smith says she has plans to expand. But in the meantime, the accessory fanatic says she's taking her time intentionally picking out those one-of-a-kind pieces to complement her clients.
To scarves, from even vintage veils. I have necklaces, bracelets, you name it, I have it. You want it, I have it. If I don't have it, I will get it.
And she says even though she's new to the game, it's already proving to be rewarding. Styling clients, she explains, is more than just fashion. It's about confidence. She believes sometimes a simple accessory can complement and transform how a person feels.
I focus mainly on quality rather than quantity, and personalization over mass selection. And to enhance somebody's style is like you just adding that vavoom to them.
And here's how you can get your hand on a piece from the Accessory Curator.
You can reach me on WhatsApp, 803-9668.
Well, we all know I love a good adventure, but we also know I love to dress up. So definitely for my next event, I will definitely be hitting up the Accessory Curator for my next piece. Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Don't give Laurencia anything too loud. She loves to clank those bangles when she comes into the office. We'll wait and see for next week, but that does it for us in the weekend edition. For all of us here at Eyewitness News, I'm Devontae Hanna. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night and have